What's up guys, Peter here, and I know that most of the time I post music, guitar covers, vocal covers, stuff like that, but I thought I would bring to the channel some discussions about my life or just, experiences that I have dealt with, and, maybe this can help out some other people that are dealing with the same type of situation, maybe some kid, and yeah, and in today's topic guys, I want to talk about self-acceptance, and, diversity and being, someone that was sick as a child. How did that affect my life? And, how did I interact with people? How did I learn to accept what I am? So, ever since I was a young child, I've had to deal with people treating me different because of my background, because of how I was born. And it's kind of crazy that, when you're younger, all these things matter so much to you. I mean, I would still say it matters somewhat to me now, but whenever you're a kid, it's everything on how people look at you. And I would be lying if I said that it wasn't hard being someone that had asthma and, other things, such as, my body couldn't move like everybody else, I couldn't run like everybody else, and it was just very hard for me to accept that I was different. And I think ever since I was around the age of 6 years old, I realized that I wasn't like everybody else, and it was very hard for me all the way till I was the age of 16. And even when it comes to stuff like talking to like girls and that, it was very hard for me because I already lowered myself to, saying that I'm not good enough for anybody, and it's just very sad to think that I used to think like that. But it's true, and I feel like a lot of people, a lot of kids probably go through that as well in their daily lives, that they feel like they're not good enough, and I'm here to tell you that that's a lie. As someone that lived through it, guys, I want to let anyone that's hearing this know that we all have our problems. There's this assumption that there's such a thing as normal, but in all reality, everybody has their little problems. And you're going to have those people that are the loudest than everybody else, that are going to try to put you down, that are going to try to tell you that your problems make you less than them, but in reality, they're only doing that because they want to make themselves feel better about their life. And it took me a long time to realize that. And I know a lot of people in my past might have hurt me in a certain way, but I don't hold any of that against them. Everything's in the past. Everybody makes mistakes. And now that I've gotten older, I've realized that, yeah, sometimes people treated me bad, but, there's no need to harbor ill will towards those people anymore. Because it was such a long time ago, and I can understand where some people are coming from. I feel like everybody in this world is some sort of, they're like that. Almost everybody's like that. It's just some of us show it more than others. And as someone that was very, an easy target to be made fun of, I feel like, I understand why people treated me the way they did. But, when it comes to self-acceptance, I think I finally learned how to accept myself when I was about the age of 15 or 16. And what happened? Let's get into the story. How did I come to accept myself? Now, I'll always remember that I was in a very bad place in my life. And I was sent to a camp with some of my friends. You'll know who you are: Christine, Kelly, Katie, all my friends. I believe JP as well, if you're watching this. And yeah, a lot of my friends asked me, "You want to go on this trip?" So I went with them. And on that trip, we learned a lot of stuff about accepting yourself and just having a good time. And it was the first time I went into a place other than my hometown, and I realized that when you go out there into the world, that not everybody's gonna be harsh on you, not everybody's gonna judge you right away, and you being nice to people, you showing them the best of what you can be, can really impact people in how they treat you. And it's just a whole different environment, and it just opened my eyes when I saw so many people coming up to me, wanting to meet me, talk to me, wanting me to, join them in playing music, showing off what I had to offer to the table, and it was just an amazing experience. Of course, after that year, I went for about 2 more years to these camp. camps, and they were awesome every time. So I believe when I was about 16 was the first time I went to one of these camping trips, and that was when I really broke out of my shell. And any of my friends that knew me before that, I definitely was a whole different person. I was very to myself. I didn't have a lot of confidence in talking to people. Even now, I do have a little bit of an issue with talking to certain people, but that has to do with stuff I have to work on, and it fits those relationships, fits those, try to get those friendships back, I guess, try to put stuff in the past, and it's not always easy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that, you can just say, I forgive you and everything's in the past. I'm not gonna say that. Some of the times when you get hurt as a child, it's very hard to get over some stuff, and it's just, what's the right thing to do, but it's like a scar on you as a person. It really affects you in the future, but I'm working on that. So overall, that was the experience that I realized that I accepted myself for who I was. And just recently I finally got diagnosed with autism, and that was a huge reveal for me, because I always assumed that maybe I might have something of the sorts like that, considering some of the stuff I had as a child. But just having that confirmation definitely opened my eyes and showed me that, I really have done a lot, considering what I have, and I'm glad for everybody that I've met in my life. I'm glad that I was able to have interactions with the people in my life the way I did, and me getting that news, yeah, it kind of changes things, but I'm not gonna let it dictate me not doing anything in my life. So I've learned to accept that as well. This is gonna become part of my life, and I just have to work around it and figure out what things I can do, what things I can't do, and it's just a battle that I'll probably have to live, for the rest of my life with. But it's gonna be okay. I have faith. I know that, God has a purpose for everything. And yeah, I accept it. And I think that's the first step in becoming more confident in having a better life, is that you have to accept yourself. So that's the message, guys, for the video. Like I said, anyone watching this that's having, a hard time, maybe you got some news, or maybe, you're a person that has problems ever since you were a child and you still feel, self-hatred, or you feel like I'm not good enough for somebody and all that. I'm definitely going to make a separate video talking about how it, going more into the whole relationship aspect, and how that really, is different when you have problems like I do. But definitely will be a different video, because I don't want to make this video too long. It's almost 10 minutes long. And yeah, overall, guys, hopefully y'all enjoyed it. If you know anyone that's dealing with these type of problems, be sure to share the video with them. And yeah, until next time, people, God bless you, and remember, guys, enjoy the experience.